Hello and welcome to this personal productivity hypnotherapy session for personal time management. Using this session will enable you to begin feeling naturally more organized, more decisive, and more quietly in command of your time. I'm sure that sometimes you find that the day begins with good intentions and then somehow messages, interruptions, little tasks or vague worries, or perhaps the needs of other people seem to scatter your attention before you've really begun. Or perhaps you already get many things done and you'd simply like to feel calmer, clearer, and more deliberate about choosing what matters most. Time management isn't about controlling time. Time moves on whether you do something or not. It's more about training your attention, your energy, and making the right choice. It's about knowing what deserves your best focus right now, what can wait, and what can be done simply. And more importantly, what can be released completely. There's a quiet kind of power in deciding before the day decides for you. And you can learn to recognize that power in small moments. The moment before you pick up the phone, before you say yes, before you drift into something unimportant, is a moment when you can pause, breathe, and choose the next useful action. Now, you don't need to become rigid or mechanical. In fact, the best use of time often feels flexible, natural, and more importantly, alive. The river doesn't reach the sea by forcing every drop, but by just continuing in the right direction. And your unconscious mind can begin organizing your priorities in that same natural way, helping you notice what matters, beginning sooner, continuing steadily, and finishing cleanly. And so for the next little while, you can allow this session to help you build a calmer relationship with time. You can begin to discover that productivity may feel peaceful and planning may feel freeing and focus can feel deeply satisfying. And now you can just settle in to a place where you can relax undisturbed for a while and just take a few moments to become more comfortable. And when you're ready, just take a nice deep breath in. Hold it for a moment, and as you let it out, just let your eyes close naturally. And now just pay attention to your eyelids and the small muscles around the eyes. They know how to relax completely. And you can just allow them to relax so thoroughly that for this moment they simply don't need to work. Let them become loose and comfortable, soft and still. And when you're sure that you've relaxed those eyelids so deeply that they would rather remain closed, gently test them, just enough to know how deeply relaxed they are. That feels so good. And you can stop testing now and just go deeper relaxed. And as your breathing slows and your body relaxes, you can take that relaxation from the eyelids and expand it out through the face, Let your forehead smooth out, your jaw loosen and your tongue rest easily. That relaxation flows down into the neck and the shoulders as they release any tension. This sensation of peace and calm flows down the arms, the hands, through the chest and the back, into the stomach and the hips, flowing down the legs, the calves, into the feet. That feeling flowing from the top of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes. And in a moment you can relax the mind as well as the body. In your mind, begin counting softly from 1 upwards. And after each number, let your mind double its relaxation until the numbers fade away to nothing. You may get to 1 or 2 or 3 or a few more. It doesn't really matter because you know it's not the counting. It's letting the mind relax so deeply that those numbers can just drift away. 1, softer. 2, slower. 3, double that mental relaxation. 4, let the numbers begin to fade. And 5, fading away into nothing. And when the numbers have faded, you can let that quiet space open inside the mind. And you can go deeper. And now, as I count down from 5 to 1, with each number that relaxation can double, your mind and body in harmony, finding peace and calm within. 5, the relaxation begins to double. 4, deeper through the body. 3, deeper through the mind. 2, calm, loose, open and receptive. And 1, deeply relaxed now, ready to learn in the easiest, most comfortable way possible. And as you rest here, just listening to my words and the spaces between my words, your mind and body drifting in harmony. Just imagine or sense or simply know that you're standing at the top of a wide, gentle staircase. A staircase leading down into a quiet place where time feels spacious, where your mind can breathe, where everything unnecessary begins to fall away. And with each step down, you can release any tension, any demands, just letting go of any pressure. 10. Stepping down, letting the outside world move further away. 9. Feeling the surface beneath your feet, steady and reliable. 8. Noticing the air around you, cool or warm, carrying a sense of ease. 7. Your shoulders releasing more completely. 6. The hands softening, the breath becoming smoother. 5. Halfway down now, and the deeper you go, the more natural it feels to go deeper still. 4. The mind is settling. 3. Every sound takes you deeper. 2. Every breath takes you deeper. And 1. Arriving now at the bottom of the staircase into a place designed by the wiser part of your mind. Here, there's a beautiful room of time. Not a busy office or a place of pressure, but a calm inner space with a soft light, a comfortable chair, and a large, clear table. On the table there's a clock, a calendar, a compass, and a simple notebook, each one representing something useful. The clock represents attention, the calendar, intention, the compass represents direction, and the notebook, completion. And as you look around this inner room, you notice that everything has its place. Nothing is rushed, nothing is wasted. Even stillness has value here. Rest has purpose. And perhaps somewhere in this room there's a window, and through that window you can see a path stretching forwards into future days, future mornings, future choices. And as you breathe in, a sense of calm order enters your body. And as you breathe out, that old feeling of hurry leaves you. Breathing in clarity. Breathing out clutter. Breathing in direction. Breathing out delay. And as you rest in this calm inner room within your mind, you can begin to understand that time is not your enemy. Time is the space in which your life unfolds, and your life matters. Your time matters. And because your attention is valuable, you can use time on purpose. And each time that idea moves through the mind, it can settle deeper, become more natural, more automatic. And from this moment forward, your unconscious mind begins sorting tasks in new ways. Important things become easier to recognize, and unimportant things lose their false shine. Urgent noise no longer has to pretend it's important. You can pause and know the difference. Choose wisely. You can pause and begin. Now, there may have been times in the past when a task felt too large, and because it felt too large, part of the mind delayed beginning. And now, as the mind learns a better way, that a task is only many small actions standing close together. A book is only one page after another, a clear day, only one useful choice, followed by another. And you can begin each task with one clear action. And perhaps you notice the beginning is the doorway. Once you begin, the mind engages, momentum begins. Once you begin, the task changes from something imagined into something real. And something happening is easier to continue than something only worried about. And so your unconscious mind can now install a simple pattern. Pause. Choose. Begin. When you notice too many things competing for your attention, you pause. And when you pause, you choose the next useful action. And once you've chosen it, you begin. Calm, simply, now. There's no need to wait for perfect motivation. Motivation often follows movement. Clarity follows beginning, and confidence follows completion. And you may find yourself just doing the first small useful thing, and then the next, and then the next, discovering that steady progress feels better than scattered effort. Now imagine that on that table in that inner room, the notebook opens by itself. On the first page are the words, "What matters most, right here, right now." And as those words appear, your deeper mind understands them. Not what's loudest, not what's easiest, not what someone else has pushed towards you. What matters most, right here, right now. And each day in your own natural way, you can become better at asking that question. In the morning, what matters most, right here, right now. Before starting work, what matters most right here, right now. And after interruptions, what matters most right here, right now. And when that temptation to drift floats into your mind, it's quickly followed by the question, what matters most right here, right now? And you may have noticed that some people confuse busyness with productivity. They hurry, react, shuffle, and still feel behind. But you're learning something better. Productivity can be calm, can be focused. Productivity can feel like placing one stone after another until a bridge is built. You can become comfortable saying yes to what truly matters. And because you say yes to what matters, you can become comfortable saying no, not now or later, to what doesn't belong in this moment. This isn't selfishness. This is stewardship. This is respect. This is how you protect the time needed for meaningful work, calm living, and genuine rest. And you may begin to find that you plan with greater ease. A plan doesn't imprison you, it frees the mind from carrying everything at once. A plan lets the mind relax, because the right things are written, placed, and remembered at the right time. And it doesn't matter whether you use a calendar, a list, or a notebook, or simple mental rehearsal. Your deeper mind begins to enjoy the clean feeling of knowing what comes next. And if something truly does not need completing, you can consciously release it. You're no longer dragged by half decisions. You decide, you schedule, you do, delegate, defer or delete. And that feels clean. It feels adult. It feels powerful. Now see yourself tomorrow or on a day very soon, walking into a more organized rhythm. Just notice yourself taking a moment to orient your mind, selecting the important tasks, maybe beginning earlier than before, even before the old hesitation could gather itself, and see how good that feels. See yourself working with focused attention. You may still receive interruptions because life includes interruptions, but now you return more easily. You return to the task, the priority, back to the path. Like a compass needle settling north, your attention always returns. And now drift into that future you. Be inside that body, see through those eyes. Feel the calm in the chest, the steadiness in the hands, the clear sense of sequence in the mind. And hear that inner voice. First this, then that. one thing now. Begin, continue, complete. And let that feeling spread through every part of you. And there's a pleasure in completion. There's a pleasure in the clear desk, the sent message, the finished page, and a task well done. Good enough can be excellent when it moves life forwards. You no longer need to polish what only needs finishing, and you no longer need to delay what only needs starting. And you find that you become more discerning. Some tasks deserve a deep focus, some a quick completion, and some a simple no. And the wiser part of your mind begins to know the difference more and more. And when rest is the right use of your time, you rest properly. Rest is not failure. Rest restores energy, protects your focus, and makes tomorrow clearer. So you can work when it's time to work and rest when it's time to rest, with less guilt, less drift, and more of a natural rhythm. And from now on, small cues can awaken this organized state. The sight of a clock reminds you to choose well. The calendar reminds you to place first things first. A compass reminds you to stay on course. And the notebook reminds you one clear action right here, right now. And each completed action becomes evidence that you're becoming the kind of person who uses time wisely. And you don't have to be perfect. You only need to return to the next useful action, to the priority, to the plan. Return to the calm room of time inside your mind. And the more often you return, the easier it becomes, and the easier it becomes, the more natural it feels. And the more natural it feels, the more your days begin to organize themselves around what matters, right here, right now. You use your time on purpose. Begin with one clear action and complete what you start. And now it's time to bring this session to a close. In a few moments, you can begin returning to your ordinary waking awareness, bringing with you only what's useful, positive, and strengthening. The calm room of time remains available inside you, and you don't need to hold on to it consciously. The unconscious mind knows where it is, and whenever you need that feeling of clear priority, steady focus, and calm completion, you can return to it naturally. In a moment, I'll count from 1 to 5. With each number, you can become more alert, refreshed, and present, bringing back a quiet sense of direction. 1. Energy beginning to return to the body. 2. The breath becoming a little fuller, a little brighter. 3. Awareness spreading through the hands, the feet. 4. Bringing back clarity, calmness, and a pleasant readiness to move forward. And 5, eyes open when you're ready, wide awake, refreshed, alert, and feeling good. And as you come back, you can bring with you that simple inner rhythm to pause, to choose, and then to begin. And from now on, whenever you see a clock, open a calendar, write a list, or sit at a desk, your quiet inner signal can awaken in you. It may be subtle, a feeling in the chest, a heavy breath, or a simple thought. One clear action, right here, right now. And without needing to force anything, you can find yourself naturally choosing the next useful step and beginning it. And the more this happens, the more you trust yourself, and the easier it is to use time calmly, wisely, and on purpose. Thank you for joining me on this session today and taking the time to strengthen your relationship with time, attention, and purposeful action. As the coming days unfold, allow yourself to notice the small wins, the better choices, and the quiet satisfaction of completing what matters. Each useful action builds on the next, and each day offers another opportunity to return to a calm focus. And until next time, goodbye and good mental health.